In this video, you're going to learn how to simplify each product. So when you're simplifying, you're going to multiply the numbers and add the exponents. So for example number 1, you have 2x parentheses x plus 8. So you're going to distribute this 2x to each term inside the parentheses. And when you multiply the coefficients. 2 times 1 is 2. And you're going to add the exponents for your variables. So 2 times 1 is 2. X, you're adding the exponents, and you get x squared. Now you're going to take 2x and multiply it with 8. 2 times 8 is 16, and you bring down the x. There's nothing that you can combine with the exponent for your x, so here is your answer. Number 2, you have 5 parentheses n plus 7, so this means to multiply. There's a 1 in front of n, so you're going to multiply 5 times 1n, which is 5n. 5 times 7, which is 35. So we have to have that plus sign between your terms. 5n plus 35 is the answer. Example number 3, you have negative 2b parentheses 3b minus 10. So you're going to multiply negative 2 with positive 3, and you're going to be adding the exponents for b. So negative 2 times positive 3 is a negative 6. B, you're adding the exponents, so it's b squared. Next, you're going to take negative 2 and multiply it with a negative 10. Make sure you're checking the sign. Negative times a negative is a positive. 2 times 10 is 20, and b will be right at the end. Last, we have y. And we're going to distribute to each term inside the parentheses. When you distribute y to 2, it's 1y times 2, 2y. Y times a negative 3. I need to consider that they both have an exponent of 1. So 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Y, you add the exponents, so it's squared. Last, you're going to take y times 6, and y times 6 is plus 6y. And from here, I need to recognize that there's like terms that I can combine. I can combine 2y with plus 6y. So I want to bring down negative 3y squared. When I combine 2y with 6y, I get a plus 8y. And I cannot combine these because these are different exponents. So I'm done here. Now I'm going to go ahead and go over some examples of multiplying using FOIL when you have binomials. Here it was just one single term multiplied to each term on the inside of the parentheses. Now we're going to look at some examples where you're multiplying two terms inside. So we're going to use a method called FOIL. First, outer, inner, and last. So I'm going to multiply first the first two terms. These are the first two terms, f. When I multiply x and x, I add the exponents and I get x squared. The coefficients are 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Now I'm going to multiply the last ones. The last ones are going to be x with a negative 2. X times negative 2 is going to be negative 2x. Next, I'm going to multiply the inner. Negative 3 times x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Last, I'm going to multiply negative 3 with negative 2. Negative 3 times negative 2 is a positive 6. And last, I just need to combine my like terms. My like terms are right here in the center. Negative 2x and negative 3x. So I'm going to bring x squared straight down. When I combine that, I get negative 5x plus 6. And there are no more like terms in my problem, so I can just box that answer. In the next example, we're going to multiply 2w with w. So they both have an exponent of 1. 2 times the coefficient of 1 is 2. So 2w squared. Next, I'm going to multiply the last ones, or the outer. So 2w times negative 3 is negative 6w. Next, I'm going to multiply negative 5 with w, negative 5w. And then last, I'm going to multiply -5 with -3, which is a positive 15. And last, I need to combine my like terms, which are right here in the center. And I'm going to get 2w squared, -6w minus 5w is -11w plus 15. In example number 7, you want to recognize that this is a binomial squared. So anything that's squared just means it's multiplied by itself. This is the same thing as x plus 4 times x plus 4. So I can apply that same rule. First, outer, inner, last. I'm going to multiply x times x. I am going to get x squared. X times 4, I get plus 4x. 4 times x, I get plus 4x. And last, I take 4 times 4 plus 16. Combine your like terms. So I bring down my x squared. 4x plus 4x is plus 8x. Plus 16 comes straight down. There are no more like terms, so I can just box my answer from here. On example number 8, this is the same thing except I have a minus sign. So I have x minus 3 and all of this is squared. This is the same thing as saying x minus 3 times x minus 3. So you apply the same rule. First, multiply the first terms. X times x is x squared. X times -3 is -3x. -3 times x is -3x. -3 times -3 is a positive 9. Last, combine your like terms in the center, and you're going to get x squared minus 6x, -3x minus 3x. Combine them, leave the exponent alone. And this is your final answer. In this last example, you're going to notice it's a special case. One has addition and the other has subtraction. So x plus 5 and x minus 5, you're multiplying. X times x, you add the exponents, so you get x squared. X times -5, we get -5x. Multiply the inner. 5 with x, you get plus 5x. And 5 with -5, you get -25. When you combine the center here, -5x with the positive 5x, you're going to notice that these two are going to cancel, and all we're left with is x squared, because -5x plus 5x is 0. It cancels out, and then we're left with a minus 25. In the very last example, it is a word problem application, so we're going to find the area of the rectangle. If you need to find the area, remember area is length times width. So you're going to be multiplying 3x minus 8 times x plus 6. So apply the rules. First, 3x times x, 3x squared. 3x times 6 plus 18x. -8 times x, -8x. -8 times positive 6, -48. Last, you combine your like terms, plus 18x minus 8x. So I'm going to get 3x squared, plus 10x minus 48. And the very last example I do want to go over is a binomial and a trinomial. So when I have two terms and then I multiply it with something with three terms. So here's the last example. If I have x minus 2 and I multiply that all by 3 terms, I'm just going to take the first term and multiply it with every single term inside the parentheses first. So x times x squared. Add the exponents, I get x cubed. X times x. Add the exponents, I get plus x squared. X times -1, I get -1x or -x. You can put that 1. Last, you're going to multiply the second term. -2 with x squared. -2 x squared. -2 with positive x. There's a 1 in here, so -2 times positive 1, -2x. And -2 times a negative 1 is going to be a plus 2. Now I just need to combine my like terms, and my like terms first you want to start with the highest exponent. Are there any like terms with x cubed? No. So bring it straight down. X cubed. Are there any like terms with x squared? Yes. I have 1x squared here, and I can combine it with a minus 2x squared. So positive 1 minus 2 is going to be a negative x squared, negative 1. You don't have to put the 1. Next, I'm going to look at the x's. I have a minus 1x and I have a minus 2x. I can combine them and get negative 3x. And then last, I have a plus 2, which there's nothing to combine with it, so I bring it straight down. Now, when I look at these terms, they have different exponents. I cannot combine them, so this is my final answer. Now you're going to practice in your slides.